Hi everyone and welcome back. Right, today I've got a review and a sketchbook tour all in one for you. I'm going to be reviewing the Moleskine sketchbooks, new one and an old one, making a bit of a comparison there because there is a difference actually, and I'll be showing you some of the paintings I've been doing in this one actually, in the new Moleskine sketchbook. Now I had a bit of a project going this year. I decided to paint all of the British butterflies all in one sketchbook, and that's basically what I've done in here, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But first of all, I'll just talk about the Moleskine sketchbook in general. Now I bought this small pocket size one a few years ago. It's one of the older style ones, and the reason I know that, I'll just quickly show you. The inside cover on the newer one has this logo now, and the older style ones, they just have small writing and the inside papers are more creamy coloured, so that's how you can tell the difference. So when I first bought this small pocket size sketchbook, I was very pleased with it, in fact. I mean, I had no expectations that the paper was going to be, you know, Saunders or Archer's professional watercolour paper quality, but I'd already seen a few reviews about these, and a few people said that the paper, you know, it's student quality and it's not brilliant, but you know, it's okay for a sketchbook, so I didn't really have any high expectations of it. But when I actually used it, I thought, it's actually okay, you know, the paper's fairly decent. I only used it really for sort of simple little landscape drawings, nothing really spectacular going on there. Just, I mean, that's one of the nicer ones there. It was just for quick sort of thumbnail ideas, composition sketches, but I soon found that the size of this was actually too small for me. So I kind of left it at that, and I wasn't disappointed at all with the sketchbook. I enjoyed using it, and when this project came up, I thought, okay, I'll do it in a Moleskine and I'll get a larger size. And if I turn it this way, it'll be in the frame better then, and we'll be able to see. So I'll just kind of skip through some of the paintings that I've been doing of all the British butterflies, and I won't name them all or anything like that. I'll just kind of show you them and just generally talk about this sketchbook. So the first thing I noticed when I started using this sketchbook was I felt the paper had changed a little bit. It didn't quite feel the same as the paper in this sketchbook. It didn't behave the same. And what I mean by that is it didn't seem to want to accept the water very well. So I kind of overcame that by using these Pentel water brushes. And these are excellent, by the way. They saved the day for these paintings, because I was really struggling with a regular paintbrush. You know, at one point what I was doing the line drawings, and then with a regular paintbrush I was just wetting all of the inside surface and then painting it, because I found that the dry paper, if you just kind of paint wet on dry, the paint always dried streaky. It didn't diffuse nicely and evenly into the paper. But for some reason these Pentel water brushes, they just seem to work brilliantly for solving that problem. So I ended up doing most of the paintings in here using these brushes. They're all mixed media actually. You can probably see that some of them, well, most of them in fact, there was watercolour washes and then built up with coloured pencils, some white gouache, some black ink, some sepia ink, even some white gel pen, and some of them are even done in pencil and wash. So there's all sorts of mixed media techniques going on with these paintings. So like I say, the first issue was the quality of the paper. And I'm not going to say it's horrendous. I mean, I've seen some comments on other people's reviews of these sketchbooks where they actually say it's garbage, they hated it, they never use it again. I mean, that's a matter of opinion, isn't it, really? But the main problem I had with this book was the seams splitting. Look, if you can see that there. Now, I haven't been folding the covers over backwards or anything like that. I've been using it on a flat surface, keeping it flat. And this has just happened purely through turning the pages, nothing else. So what happened was, I mean, I got so far into the sketchbook, and as I mentioned before, I wasn't entirely happy with the quality of the paper, and when this started happening, I thought I was going to give up and abandon the project and get another sketchbook and start again. But I was kind of already committed, you know. I'd done several pages, and it's already took me hours just to, you know, do 3 or 4 pages. So I didn't really want to lose my work. I just wanted to keep going. So I persevered with it, and just hope, you know, that didn't happen again. But unfortunately, it did. And I'll get to one in a minute where it started happening again. And also I noticed that the paper, the way that the book's bound, the paper has different textures on it, because on one side you're working on a rough texture, and then the other side you're working on a smooth texture, and as the paper's folded round in the sketchbook, you're working on different textures all the time, which I found a little bit annoying as well. But you know, if they could at least get the same texture on both sides, that would be something. But I mean, it sounds like I'm very, very disappointed with the sketchbook. I mean, not entirely. I still think that, you know, they're nice sketchbooks, but you know, I've got to be honest and say I am disappointed because of the way that the seams, you know, started to split open. And there's another one there. Well, that's quite a bad one, in fact. You see that? It's sort of, you know, really coming apart there. I've even tried to put some glue in the seam there and glue it back, but it just came apart again. And the trouble with this sort of thing is, I mean, once you're committed to using this book, you know, once you've paid, I mean, let's face it, they're not cheap sketchbooks. They do cost quite a bit of money. And once you've paid your money and you've got your sketchbook home and you've started to use it, and then this starts to happen, you can't return it for a refund because you've already used it. So it kind of leaves you with a bit of a predicament, doesn't it? You know, should I actually contact the company and maybe forward this video to them and show them what's going on? Or am I just unfortunate and got one from a bad batch or something like that? I mean, it'd be good if there's anybody out there that's had the same problem, you know, with the seams actually splitting. If you could sort of let me know, that'd be great. So, I mean, I did actually think about buying another sketchbook, Moleskine sketchbook, and just seeing if I was just unlucky with this one and comparing it with, you know, the new one. So, but I don't know now. I don't know whether to, you know, invest in these anymore or just look for something else. I mean, in fact, I've been looking at the Hahnemühle sketchbooks. They look okay. So if there's anybody out there that's used those, please let me know. You know, are they suitable for this kind of detailed work and wet into wet landscape work? So yeah, I mean, it'd be great if you could you know, let me know your thoughts on that, or if there's any other sketchbooks out there that you know, you've used and that you find really good. You know, I'd love to hear your opinion and your recommendations, because I'm looking for, you know, some good quality A5 sized watercolour sketchbooks, and naturally you sort of gravitate towards Moleskine, don't you, because of the reputation and everything. But I honestly have to say, I feel that the quality has taken a bit of a hit, actually. So yeah, I might just contact them and see what they have to say about that. But anyway, I mean, that's pretty much it. That was the last one. I think I've done 73 of them in total, and I think there's 58 or something British butterflies, but there's some migrant ones, some of them are extinct, and I also painted in the male and female of some of the species if they were different, so that's how I've ended up with 73 illustrations of butterflies there. So, not really much else I can say actually, you know. Sort of down to you now for your input on this. You know, have you experienced the same? You know, how do you feel about the paper, and can you recommend, you know, a really good quality A5 watercolour book? So please let me know. Thanks very much for viewing, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.